Welcome, fellow bookworms, to Tibra's Den. My name is Whitney, and today is Bookmas Day 3. So I didn't really make a lot of progress yesterday, but today's going to be a full reading day for me. I don't really have any chores I need to do or anything like that. So I'm very, very hopeful I can catch up because some of these books are thin. So I have already read my chapter of A Heart for Christmas by Sophie Jomain. So this is the Advent calendar if you haven't been watching. And so it has 24 chapters, and you just read a chapter each day. I really like today's chapter. The writing still isn't the greatest, and I actually, when I was updating Goodreads, I noticed it only has a 2.91 star rating on Goodreads. So far, I don't think it's that bad. It's not great, but I don't think it's that bad. And I enjoyed today's chapter. In today's chapter, you have April, and she ends up running into somebody she knew from before she got her heart operation, and ends up going out, and just like the feelings of anxiety and such I could really relate to. So I enjoyed that part. Well, I didn't enjoy it, like anxiety is not enjoyable, but I really related to that, so I could appreciate that. And so yeah, I like this chapter. We get another little interaction with the love interest and such. And so yeah, I'll see what happens as we go forward. It's about 16 pages, so not a lot happening there. Yesterday's book, The Christmas Thief by Mary and Carol Higgins Clark. Carol is Mary Higgins Clark's daughter. I ended up reading 35 pages yesterday, and it's okay so far. It's jumping point of views so many times in those 35 pages that's really kind of hard to get into. But the story itself's fine. You basically have characters, and it's part of a series. So you have these characters, and the two characters won the lottery. And so ever since then, our one character, Elvira, has been, I think that's her name anyway. Anyway, she has been, Elvira. She has been like an amateur sleuth since then, just now that she doesn't have to work and such. And she, let's see here, there's a private investigator named Reagan Riley whose father was kidnapped in a previous book in the series, which I will be reading that book at some point as well. And so they've kind of teamed up to solve these mysteries, and you have I'm horrible with names in general, but reading multiple books obviously makes it worse. Packy, he, like 12 years or something ago, hid diamonds in this tree. Well, the tree ends up being chosen to go to New York for the Rockefeller Christmas tree. And so you're getting his point of view, you're getting Elvira's, you're getting Reagan's. They have a friend who was swindled by Packy. She also won the lottery, and so she invested in Packy's fraudulent company and lost all her money. And so you get her viewpoint. Like, there's just a lot of viewpoints, and it's only 35 pages, and it's a short book. It's only 204 pages, and so that's really throwing me off. And I'm just like, this is way too many viewpoints, like way too many. So anyway, it's fine so far, but not my favorite. As far as Good Spirits, I mentioned I had woken up at like 5 a.m. and read another 26 pages. That's all that I got read. So I hadn't made any more progress since I talked to you yesterday on this one, but I am very excited to get back into it. I really wanted to read a little bit last night, but I was just so tired. I just had to crash out. So I'm very excited to get back into this one. And then last night, we did read. My husband and I are doing an Advent calendar read each night, and we're going back and forth because we have two 12-day ones. And so last night, the even days, we are reading A Christmas Eve Love Story by Denny Baird. And this one, you have Annie, and what is his name? Braden, I want to say. Yeah, Braden. And so Annie works at Lawson's, which is like a department store. And her Christmas Eve, her window display on Christmas Eve, her window display gets destroyed. She has a run in with Santa, and she's thinking he's an actor, but he's just very like into character, very realistic. And she has a run in with Braden, who's normally not on that shift, and so they've never met, even though they both worked there. And so yeah, her Christmas display gets destroyed, and Braden helps her fix it. There is a Groundhog Day loop in here. So far, we've just gotten the first Christmas Eve with them meeting, her meeting Santa, the display getting destroyed, and them fixing it, and then her going home to her elderly cat who she's fostering, but she really hopes to adopt. And so far, like, you don't get a whole lot. It's been I think it was 3 chapters worth. But so far I enjoyed the writing and whatnot, and I can see it's a little bit cliche, like, but I have really enjoyed the writing so far. And you do get a hint that something happened in April, not April, Annie. Sorry, April's the other book. Annie's past. You get like a little flashback, and you can infer what happens. Like, it doesn't flat out say it, but you can infer what happens. So yeah, so far fine, but we won't read this again until tomorrow. So tonight, of course, we will be reading the next story in a mystery for Christmas, which is edited by Cynthia Manson. I think I've been saying Mason. Oops. And so tonight's story, let's see here. What is it called? Tonight's story is Christmas Cop by Thomas Larry Adcock. And so yeah, that's what we'll be reading tonight. Hopefully I enjoy it better than I did the first one. And we're still, of course, working on the next Dungeon Crawler Carl book. Absolutely love it. Last night, it actually made me tear up. I don't know if I'm just feeling emotional or what, but it made me tear up, and I had to like pause for a minute because it made me tear up. So that was an unexpected surprise. It does have like a lot of deeper themes to it, but I haven't gotten emotional yet. The only tears I've had were from laughing. But anyway, we are now on day 3. This is a very tiny book. It is hardcover, and I don't know what it is. Like I said, Richard Paul Evans, those books are all hardcover. I doubt it's another Mary Higgins Clark because I told my husband, to disperse them. So I don't know. We're gonna find out though. But it is tiny, and since I'm having like a full reading day today, I'm pretty confident that I can catch up. How in the heck did I wrap this? Maybe let's go to this side. Like I said, next year I'll have to remember. Excuse her while she gets comfortable. Next year I'll have to remember to wrap them a little bit more loosely. So, oh, yep. Okay, so this is a Richard Paul Evans book. And I have not read any Richard Paul Evans, but I just found like a bunch at a thrift store. And so, yeah, I'm excited. This one is a Christmas memory. Now, there's 2 of his that are standalones and 2 that are a first in the series. And I don't know if this one is a first in the series or not, but we're probably going to find out. So, says it's 1967 for young Richard, the time of heartbreak and turmoil over the span of a few months. His brother Mark is killed in Vietnam. His father loses his job and moves the family from California to his grandmother's abandoned home in Utah, and his parents make the painful decision to separate. With uncertainty rattling every corner of his life, Richard does his best to remain strong. But when he's run down by bullies at his new school, he meets Mr. Foster, an elderly neighbor who chases off the bullies and invites Richard in for a cup of cocoa. Richard becomes fast friends with the wise, solitary man who inspires Richard's love for books, and whose dog Gollum becomes his closest companion. As the holidays approach, the joy and light of Christmas seem unlikely to permeate the Evans home as things take a grim turn for the worse. And just when it seems like he has nothing left to lose, Richard is confronted by a startling revelation. But with Mr. Foster's wisdom and kindness, he learns for the first time what truly matters about the spirit of the season, that forgiveness can heal even the deepest wounds, and love endures a long after the pain of loss subsides. And then it kind of goes on just talking about his other stuff. And so he delves deep into his childhood memories to take readers back to an age when his world felt like it was falling apart, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, the light of hope can still shine. So this sounds like it's actually nonfiction about his life and his past. So um, I guess that's a good starting place and kind of get to know the author before I jump into his other books. But I'm excited for this one. Like I said, I'm really excited to give this author a try. Just when I saw his books, like I was very intrigued by them, and obviously I picked up a bunch of them because I have 4 Christmas ones, and then I have some others that I found as well. And this is only 182 pages, so we got 204, 182, and I've already read 35. So I have 70 something of um the Mary Higgins Clark one. So 170, and then this one's super short as well. So I'm pretty confident I can get caught up somewhat today, at least get those 2 read, and hopefully make progress in good spirit. So I'm going to go ahead and go find something to eat. um, we did make not chicken, turkey enchiladas last night to use up the leftover turkey, which was really good. And my husband, so we always make red and green because my husband loves red sauce, which I'm not a red person at all, and I love green. And normally, in case he wants a little bit, and plus has he can have cheese and I can't. So I make him his enchiladas and I make my enchiladas. But normally I don't put mushrooms because he's allergic to mushrooms in case he wants some. But he bought mushrooms, so I put mushrooms and onions because he doesn't like onions, and loaded it up with mushrooms and onions. It was so good. So I'll probably have some of that as leftovers. But yeah, I'm going to go get to it, and I'll be back tomorrow to let you know, hopefully, that I made some progress and I got caught up a little bit.